We milk about 2,000 cows here. We're a pasture slash TMR system. We grow a lot of hay, we do all our own silage, and we've been moving into wheat, canola and lupin crops. So 2,000 cows plus our young stock take a lot of feeding. Timing is of everything. We have short windows to get stuff done, and we have a lot going on. Downtime or machine sitting in front of a shed getting work done on it, it's no good to us. Like, we're a highly geared operation. Like, when things happen, they have to happen today, and being able to get stuff done quickly and efficient, that's what we're all about, because the main thing is feeding cows and growing feed to feed cows. So that's the core of our business. So we're a high rainfall area. On a good year, we're around that 30 inches. Generally, we chase a narrow row spacing. This is a 26-foot machine, so we have a lot of small paddocks. They range from 8 hectares up to 30, 40 hectares, it just depends. With choosing the Tobin, like, it has met all our expectations. Right from the word go, we threw it at probably some of our worst country, like our stony, uneven country, and it performed there. So if it could perform there, it could perform anywhere. Like, it was nimble, also that was sturdy. We've put it in corn stubble, in sorghum stubble, wheat stubble. We've put it through its paces. We can hydraulically adjust from the cab the depth control. We can do it on the run. If we're in paddocks where we know our soil types change, I don't think there's any other machine that can do that. If you've got varying soil types in one paddock, that's a big bonus. The main reasons behind choosing a Tobin, looked at a lot of different machines, a lot of European machines, American built machines. Admittedly, these machines all do a good job, but they seem to be like a 1 or 2 year thing and they're a throwaway item, whereas I wanted something that was built strong, could handle the rough conditions, the harsh conditions, and last. I didn't want something that in 2 years' time I'd have to turn around and throw a heap of money at it and a lot of time and labour to rebuild it. It's a big investment. I wanted something that was going to last and stand up to the test. But also, in saying that, Tobin has great seed placement, have excellent germination. It's been really good. The parallelogram on this system is one of the strongest I've seen. You see a lot of parallelogram systems where the main body of it, the arms and everything, may only be a couple inches wide, where on this system it's 7 or 8 inches wide, so there's sturdy there. It won't twist, it won't flex from side to side. Thus, that means that you're not wearing bushes and you're not wearing stuff out. It's standing up to the test. The contouring with our ground, it is very undulating. Wouldn't like to put a combine over because it's too uneven. And yeah, like I said, it does follow the ground really well. With the parallelogram system, on our old planter, we had a trailing link. It was a twin disc with a fixed press wheel that would gauge depth. It would follow the ground okay. With this machine, with its width, being able to flex across and move with the ground, we've seen on some very uneven ground at reasonable speeds, when we're putting ryegrass in, it's sort of that 1/2 inch. In humps and hollows, we're still seeing that seed placement at 1/2 inch. This season just gone, we've put in about 3,500 acres. We can start planting in February if we get some good rain, and like, we're renovating pasture all year long, so we mightn't finish sowing on and off until September. And it varied from annual ryegrass to clovers to small seed, wheat, barley and vetch, some sorghum. We sow anything from down as low as 3 kilos up to 120 kilos, and our fertiliser varies, just depends what crop we're putting in. And also we've got liquid on this machine as well, so we're doing a liquid solid fertiliser combination. That has been working really well. The conditions we go into are pretty harsh, anything from limestone to flint. We've been in a bit of sand, heavy black country, and because we're running cattle, our soil does get compacted. We've had no issues whatsoever with penetration. The gauge wheel and the press wheel system, the angled disc, the scraper, everything all works really well, and it's been like, we've had some amazing results this past year. A major improvement on our previous machine. In our system, we do a lot of oversowing of existing pastures, sowing, say, an annual ryegrass or a cereal into an existing pasture. The big thing is that we're not digging up any pastures with this system. We oversow all our lucerne country. We oversow it with oats as a cover crop for the first silage cut. With our old machine, we used to be pulling lucerne plants out, and now we're not. We're looking after our existing pastures a lot better. With handling trash, we've put in corn stubble and sorghum. We had it in wheat, like we sowed lupins into a 7 tonne a hectare wheat crop, and it handled the stubble, no worries. It cut through it, and this was sort of on sandy, loamy ground, some heavier ground, and it performed really well. With our stone, and we do have a lot of stone, it would be virtually impossible to put a tine machine into our country because you'll be forever picking stones. Wouldn't matter what sort of tine system you had. And previous disc machines they've done a good job, but with most other disc machines, everything's small discs, small bearings, and in our country, we like the rolling radius, 24-inch discs, rolls over stone, no worries, the big press wheels. Some of it is not on top of the surface, it's underneath, and it's flint, and it's very harsh and very abrasive. Our discs are wearing very well. Our limestone that's a breeze to get through, but the flint, as far as any machine goes, it's very harsh on it, and the Tobin stood up to our flint country. In our real stony country, we don't try and break any land speed records. We try and get the job done. If it's really stony, we might sit on around that 7-8 kilometres an hour, and that the machine's not bouncy. It's just with the parallelogram. It's riding comfortable. It's smooth. You can hardly hear the machine operating. But when we get in our good going, like where we've got crop and in good level country, we've been pulling machine around that sort of 12 to 14 kilometres an hour, and that's pretty comfortable. Far as at speeds in the certain conditions we have, but we haven't seen anything like seed bounce or vibration through a machine or anything knocked about. Like with the circumference of discs and press wheels, it makes it a lot easier on bearings and wearing components. That's a real big plus with this machine. It's done what we've expected it to do. Bad points about a Tobin, I don't have any. All the good points are endless. Like, it's done everything we wanted to do. It handles stone, it handles trash. It's built like a tank. It's heavy, there's plenty of penetration. Handled every soil type we've been able to throw at it. Seed placement's been really good. It follows the ground really well. Even in our smaller paddock operation, it's quite manoeuvrable for the size of the machine. And from what we see, it's going to be a long time before we have to do any maintenance. Very few grease nipples, which is an added bonus. All in all, it's been a really good machine, and I can see was running it for a long time to come. It's just a perfect fit, really.